Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Joe's Wildside Adventures. Today I'm down here in Islamorada, Florida. I'm going to be fishing with Captain Mark Johnson with Florida Fun Fishing Charters, and I'm staying here at the beautiful Chica Lodge and Spa. What a fantastic place to fish from, to stay. There's a beach over here, swimming pool, first class place. I just love it here. And in fact, Mark's just getting ready to pull up here. We're going to get on board. We're going to go out for some tarpon, some bonefish, maybe a couple of shark and some ladyfish, speckled trout, a whole bunch of things. So stay tuned when Joe's Wildside Adventures returns from the Chica Lodge and Spa in Islamorada, Florida. We're going to have a great time today. Hey Mark.
Hey
I
Joe,
thank
good
you again.
morning.
It's great to be here. It's the first time in Islamorada fishing for me, so I'm real excited about it. And I know you're going to take good care of us. Any ideas on the battle plan for today?
You know, if all goes according to plan, like all fishing guides say, we have plan A, B, and C. But we're going to go to the back today and we're going to show the Everglades and a little diversity of the different kinds of fish we can catch on fly. And then with a little bit of luck, we're going to try to put you in contact with some monster shark action on fly rod.
I'm real anxious to get out there and maybe catch a shark or a speckled trout or a ladyfish or something like that.
Yeah, the Islamorada is known as the sports fishing capital of the world, and when people ask me about it all the time, I can't describe it enough. But the term that I use the most is the diversity of our fishery. And for beginning fly fishermen or for unhappy weather conditions, you can get in the Everglades and still get some quality fly fishing in and target all kinds of other species, and that's what we're going to do today.
Well, great. Tell you what, we're not going to catch too many fish standing here talking, so let's get out there.
Then let's go.
All right, stay tuned, folks, when we come back. Joe's Wildside Adventures with Mark Johnson in Islamorada, Florida. We're out here actually about a half a mile off the mainland of Florida. North out of the Keys, about 20 miles.
That's right, Joe. Yep. We're out here out in what we call Flamingo proper. Some areas out here in very shallow water. And we just pulled into our favorite trout and ladyfish area. And today we're going to get Joe on the fly rod and we're going to be throwing a bend back deceiver. So today we're going to be fishing with a Temple Fork Outfitters outfit, it looks like here. I gotta believe you're in the 8-weight category, is that correct?
8-weight rod, yep.
We're gonna be utilizing a power pole today for the anchor so that this boat can stop and move really efficiently and quick. And we're gonna have Joe on the front casting here and see if we can't put some trout and ladyfish and mixed bag in the boat today.
Hit that hard.
He did too, came right to the top and crushed it. Yeah, this is a small speckled trout. Part of the weak fish family. This guy's actually pretty on the small side, but very aggressive. It's got lots of spots. And this particular fish is a male. He is grunting in your hand. You can hear him drum like a redfish does. They call it a drum. And they're beating their tummy, boom, 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 boom. He's doing that right now. I don't know if you can hear him.
Yeah, I can hear him. I can hear him.
Let you go here. Fish on.
Yeah, finally.
Working on that batting average. You're back off a T-ball. You're fish on, Joe.
That's about a 6-inch fish there.
That's all right, we'll take him. That's a ladyfish, look at that jump.
Ladyfish, yeah, that's what we want.
That's what we call a poor man's tarpon down here in the Florida Keys. All right, it's a really pretty fish. You can see very silvery. They got a very large mouth, big eyes. They're in the tarpon family, and they're gonna make a great bait for what we're doing later when we get the sharks on fly. Nice cast. Got him, all right.
Trout.
Yeah, a little better trout there. Come to the top with that trademark head shake. You're getting the hang of this now.
Yeah, I think so. He's a little better fish.
This guy's probably been caught before. You can see that little hole right there on the side. Just from hooks of any type, just tears that little membrane. Heals really quick, but that's when you hear the name weak fish and whatnot, that's where it comes from.
Yeah.
Oh, he ate it now. Oh, he ate it again.
I don't have, I got him.
I
was gonna say, I didn't have any leader left.
You stir that fish, this little guy came up and ate it 5 times.
Yeah.
Right at the boat, secret spot under the boat. Look at you guys. Where's your big brothers today?
I didn't have any more line left, and I'm jigging the rod as I go along because I saw him following the fly. There he is again.
Oh, come tight. There he is. Got him.
Boy, are they aggressive.
Talked a little earlier about these guys. This one here has both his teeth top, and you can see a little hole in the side here. He's been caught once before. And he's also grunting, male trout, got all his spots.
Well, we seem to hit a little pocket of trout here. It's been about 5 or 6 casts in a row. Had a fish on. Here's another one, right close to the boat.
Right by the boat.
Yeah.
He wasn't letting that one get away.
That was one of the few fish that hit, and I stuck him on the first time.
Perfect, right on the top of the lip.
Yeah. I think my batting average is going up.
I think you're right, Joe. I think your batting average is getting back to being respectable. All right.
Got a good bite working here. That's probably 6 or 7 trout in the last 10 minutes.
He's got both his teeth up top, healthy. Look at this guy.
Looks like a little brookie.
Right, and that's impressive because I don't think they get any smaller than this one. This one was probably born today. Hey, look at the size of that.
Yeah, he's all about 6 inches.
You go, big guy. It's amazing. Sometimes you can get that bite right next to the boat.
There we go, right there.
It's like that. Sometimes you get the bite far away.
Those 5, 6 fish prior to this one were, as soon as it hit the water, the last 2 or 3 right at the boat.
Nice thing about fishing in the Florida Keys, especially if you're fly fishing, most of your fly fishing guides are very good casters and can also give very good instruction to help those that are coming down here for their first time or that may be new at saltwater fly fishing. And again, we talked about earlier, it's very different than a freshwater fishery. The casting, the elements you're fighting with, the wind, the gear, the distance you gotta throw, standing on the front of a boat. There's many variables in this game that you just don't see in freshwater.
You know, one other thing that I try to stress to a lot of the viewers, if you're not familiar with saltwater fly casting, as opposed to if you're a trout fisherman, stream fisherman, or lake fisherman, practice in your yard, practice at a local lake, because what you don't want to do is come down here with high expectations on catching a giant tarpon or a bonefish or a permit. You have to be able to cast for these fish 50, 60 feet at a minimum, spot them, and you get down here, you have windy conditions all the time. It can be a very frustrating and expensive day. You could go home with not even a bite, and it just kind of ruins it for you.
It can, and again, you can't stress it enough. You need to practice and go to your local fly shop and learn the double haul technique and prepare yourself to fish in the wind, because 5, 10, 15 knots of wind is very common down here, especially in the spring. And as an everyday condition, if you want to be competitive and proficient in saltwater fly fishing, you must be able to handle 5, 10, 15 knots of wind, no doubt.
All right.
There he is. Got him this time, don't you?
Yep, he's there.
That's him, spotted sea trout.
That's a little nicer one.
It's a little better.
Pretty colors.
See that fly right there in the corner of the mouth?
Look how orange his mouth is. I didn't notice that on the other ones. They're right around the rim there. This guy's got one tooth.
Yeah, he didn't brush when he was a kid either. Here we have a little piece of history here in the Everglades. This is called the engine block. And it is a local navigational tool, if you will. It's an old two-cylinder diesel known as the old hit or miss. Came out of a commercial boat right after World War II sometime. And there's a lot of stories of how it goes, but evidently the guy was really upset with commercial fishing. His boat broke down and he burned his boat right to the ground, and that motor's been there ever since.
Gotta ask the question though, guy burned his boat right here. How'd he get back?
Yeah, you know, I don't know. There he goes. There he is. Good bite. That was a good bite. Keep tripping. He's coming in the boat. Yeah. This is your biggest one yet. We're making hot dog size here.
He's good. He's good fish. And
nice
that's
trout.
a nice fish there.
That's
a good trim.
Speckled trout there now. Get up here and show everybody.
Yeah.
That's what we're looking for.
Oh,
that's a quick release. Perfect.
Hey folks, stay tuned when we come back. Joe's Wildside Adventures with Florida Keys Fun Fishing, Captain Mark Johnson in Islamorada, Florida.
We got a hammerhead up in the slick all of a sudden. This could have been the same one that we just saw. He gave a couple passes, and we'll see how he's a very smart shark. You can't miss him. He's the size of a Volkswagen.
So you're saying right now he's not really fired up, or what do you call
Well,
him?
he is. He knows we're here. He knows the bait's here. But if you notice, he has a caution zone, right? You notice he's not getting more than that 10 feet away. When you get sharks fired up, I mean, they sit here and you got to beat them off this with a stick. So he hasn't got that comfortable yet with us.
This is unbelievable. There's a 10-foot hammerhead, and I'm sure you could see it. He circled us how many times? 15, 20 times. This last pass, he just went right by the fly. And I'll tell you, when you talk about excitement, my heart is just racing. But he's getting a little more comfortable. And Mark, is that typical what they just try to?
Yeah, you know, he knows the slick is here, he knows the bait's here, but he knows we're here. So every pass, here he comes again.
Yeah.
You can see him up there.
Yep, I see him.
And he gets a little closer, a little closer. He hasn't got aggressive yet. We want him up here and fired up, eats that bait, and we can hopefully get that fly to him. But the hammerhead is one of the smart ones of the bunch. As much as we love to see him, he's hard to catch. He's a very smart shark.
Here he is.
Here he comes. We get good footage of him up there. He gets in that slick. And track right up here by the flyer, right as we speak. Here he comes.
Come on, buddy. Come on.
Ooh, he ate it. Hook him, let him go. We are on, boys and girls. We got hammerhead on fly. Let him run. He is gonna go. All right. Get a shot of that reel going. Show him that reel, Joe.
Oh, look at that, baby.
It looks
Into
like
the
when it's
backing.
on fire. All right, Joe, make your way to the front of the boat.
All right.
Quickly.
I've got about 400 yards of backing. Whew.
Keep going. Put a little pressure on him and get winding. You got work to do today, Joseph. Welcome to the big leagues, rookie. There he is. Okay, wind down to him, and now from here on out, that rod doesn't get above the water, okay? It stays parallel to the water, and you pull from the side to side on that fish.
Man, is he strong. What would you estimate the weight of this
Oh,
thing?
he's probably in the 200-pound range,
No
250,
kidding.
2 1/4, somewhere in there.
Well, you know what, Mark? I live in Western Pennsylvania in Pittsburgh, and I catch a lot of 2-pound trout. This is 200 plus pounds.
Welcome to the big league.
Unbelievable. Oh.
Just say, put me in, coach, I'll play hurt.
Uh-huh. I'm gonna be playing hurt after I catch this thing.
Keep going, down to that nail knot. Wind. Whatever you need to do to get to there. Wind down to it. Extend your arms, wind all the way down to that nail knot. Wind.
Got it.
You're there. That's a catch. That is a legal IGFA catch. In any tournament we ever do, that's a legal catch. If you can put the nail knot in the rod tip, you were there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of big fish technique that a lot of folks in the Midwest have never had a chance to experience. Mm-hmm. And right now you're learning it.
He is nowhere near ready to give up.
Oh, no. You're going to have a birthday before we get him up here.
Here we go. Turn around.
Turn around. Here we go. We may get a good shot here at the boat.
Here he comes, right up the right side.
Keep going. I want to get that nail knot in the tip one more time. Staying down deep in all his 6 feet of water. Oh. Beautiful. This is a fish of a lifetime here. Of all the sharks to catch on fly, the hammerhead's one of the most difficult. Today just happened to be our day.
It was almost like we scripted this last night. We're gonna go in the morning, we're gonna catch some speckled trout, see what we can do with there, catch some ladyfish, enough for a little chum line, and we got the ladyfish and some jacks. And just as we were setting up, I don't know if that was the same fish, but a hammerhead cruised right by the boat. Came back about 10 minutes later.
It's the same fish. But hey, do that handshake again. Show the world what it looks like to have a tired hand from pulling on the big fish.
I'll do it when he gets numb again. It's only been the third time. There's something to be said for trout fishing. This is work. But I'll tell you what a thrill.
Joe, congratulations. We just unexpectedly released that 10-foot hammerhead a little soon. After a long battle, that fish rubbed through our 20-pound tippet on his back dorsal and separated us from the fly. However, we did have him in the tip of the rod tip with the nail knot twice, which in any catch and release fishery is considered a legal catch. So Joe and I are both very proud of that fish. That's a very good fish to catch on fly, and that's a personal best for both myself and you, I take it, yes?
It's the only shark I ever caught.
Oh, okay.
What a way to start, huh? I know a lot of you out there are going to say, I didn't see the fish, but we had it in the eye twice, and only once constitutes a catch. We were going through some things, like I said, where we saw the leader was about 3 feet, 4 feet down from the hook, so he must have got it with his fin or
Shark
rubber.
has a very rough skin, and putting that much pressure on the fish and trying to get him in the boat, it just rubbed through the 20-pound and separated it out. It's very common in shark fishing.
Well, Mark, it's been a great couple days down here. I want to thank you for having me down.
Joe, it's been a pleasure.
Yeah, we covered a lot of ground in the last 2 days, and there were so many nice things. There were just gorgeous scenery, and the weather was absolutely beautiful. We took a ride up into the Everglades. We got to see some of the old national forests, Everglades National Park, and actually did hook up with a snook. But yesterday was quite a day about with the sea trout and then the shark and all that kind of
Yeah, you know what? It was hard to sleep last night thinking about that hammerhead, and everybody that we talked to about it, they give you a big pat on the back. That's a fish of a lifetime, and we were very fortunate to make that happen, and a humbling experience. But it just goes to show you that if you spend enough time out here fishing and you stay with the good equipment and you work hard at it and put the time in, that good things can happen.
Right, and not only the fishing, just driving around here, look at behind us. It's absolutely gorgeous. What, 5-6 feet of water here. You can see the bottom. There are a lot of recreational boaters, and just offshore here, 3 miles, you have some outstanding sailfish.
Some of the best sail fishing in the world in the wintertime, anywhere from Thanksgiving through March. And yes, the reef here is only 3 miles offshore, so we're very spoiled, unlike the guys in Jersey in that area that go 60 miles to the canyon. Here we only go 3 miles. And last year when it was slick calm, you could take a skiff like this out there and catch a sailfish.
Right. And for you folks who want to come down here and fish with Mark, FloridaKeysFunFishing.com. Check his website out. We'll put his phone number, contact information. My website, joeswildsideadventures.com. You can either get a hold of Mark through my website or call him yourself, and make sure you get down here. And I'm going to take you up on that next year with the family thing.
Yes, that's a lot of fun. That's something that we've gotten into the last couple of years. Growing up in the Keys, we know what it's like to have fun as a 12-year-old. And I have another boat, a bay boat, a bigger boat made by Lake and Bay. And to take mom, dad, and the 2 kids and spend the day on the water in the summer with some snorkeling and some fishing and eat some watermelon and have a bimini top with some shade and just enjoy the day, that's what you're supposed to do down here in the Florida Keys.
Well, Mark, once again, thank you so much. I hope to be back. Thanks for watching Joe's Wildside Adventures. Make sure you stay tuned for Cooking on the Wild Side, and we'll see you next time. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Cooking on the Wild Side with Joe Rossi. Today, we're going to prepare a sesame-crusted seared tuna steak with snow peas. And I can't wait for this one because I love to eat sushi, and I'm going to prepare this sushi style for my guests, Tyler and Laura. How you guys doing today?
Pretty good.
But before we get started, I'd like to thank our friends from the Ferrari Carano Winery in Hillsburg, California for providing this wonderful Chardonnay that we're going to have with our tuna steaks.
How are you?
Just fine.
Thank you.
What's going on, Tyler?
Nothing. Just glad to be on this side of the camera for once.
Yeah, I let Tyler take a break from the normal. Tyler is my editor, and today we're going to feed him. I'm going to pour myself a glass here. This is a sushi grade tuna. And I got this from Captain Steve down at the Bridgeville Shop and Save. And this stuff you could literally just slice up, put a little soy and wasabi and eat it raw. That's the grade that I have here. But I'm gonna sear it. And what I like to do is I will first dip it in a little bit of soy sauce right here. And then what I did here is I have a mixture of white sesame seeds and dark sesame seeds, and I personally toasted them. So what I did was I got a cast iron skillet and I put the seeds in there and just toasted them until they started to pop around, and it gives them a nice roasted flavor. And also what I'm gonna do with that mixture is I'm gonna mix a blend of white pepper, red pepper, and black pepper in with this. And once I get these tuna steaks coated with the soy sauce, I'm gonna dip them in this mixture here, and we're gonna sear them in this cast iron skillet for about 3 minutes on each side. It's gonna be up very raw in the middle, just a slight searing on the outside. I'm going to take the tuna steaks, and you don't want to marinate these tuna steaks in here. It's such a delicate piece of fish that if you marinate it, it's going to get very strong. So we just want to lightly coat it in the soy. You do want that soy flavor, but you don't want it to be overpowering. So we're going to take our tuna steaks and make sure that you get the whole entire piece coated. Obviously stick to the fish. This one we're going to put right in. And the thing that's nice about this meal is it's about a 10 to 15 minute meal from start to finish. So when you get home, get some fresh tuna, stop down there and see Steve and tell him you want a couple nice pieces of tuna. You take it home, and 20 minutes later you're eating a really nice meal. Put the beans up here. Get those caramelized a little bit. All right, let's get these tuna steaks flipped over. Oh, look how nice and golden brown. All right, we've got another 3 minutes on that side, and I'm gonna get these off the heat because I do not want to overcook these steaks. Now, you don't have to use snow peas or sugar snaps. You can use anything you like as far as the vegetable, but I just love the sugar snap peas with this tuna. Really complements it well. Now, I'm going to use some pickled ginger here. Then, we're gonna really heat this up. We're gonna put a dash of fresh wasabi. We're gonna put some sweet soy. So there you have it. Seared sesame crusted tuna with snow peas, some nice hot wasabi, and some pickled ginger. There you go, Laura.
Thank you very much. It smells amazing.
There you go, Tyler.
Thank
You won't
you.
get a paycheck this week. We're
No,
going to feed you
that's
food.
That's
okay?
fine.
All right. Well, guys, I hope you enjoy. Thanks for joining me today. Cheers.
Thank you. That's good.
Is it all right?
Really good.
Yeah, it's really good.
Well, that's going to do it for today's show, folks. I want to thank you for watching Cooking on the Wild Side with Joe Rossi. But before we go, I once again would like to thank Ferrari Carano Winery in Hillsburg, California for providing this wonderful Chardonnay, and also a special thanks to Captain Steve down at the Bridgeville Shop and Save for providing this wonderful ahi tuna. So thanks again for watching. We'll see you next time. Bon appetit.